The job is gone, the relationship crumbles, and life feels like it is closing in from all sides. For many men, those words hit harder than a punch. You lose your job, your marriage falls apart, and suddenly, you feel trapped, as if you are in a prison of your own life. But here is the thing: this prison is not made of bars or concrete. It is made of habits, thoughts, and beliefs, all woven over years, leaving you feeling stuck in a life you never planned for. But what if I told you that you can break free? Not by trying to change your whole world in one moment, but by rewiring the most powerful tool you have, your mind. Imagine this: your brain is like a record player. It keeps replaying the same tracks, the habits, routines, and beliefs that shape your everyday life. But what if you could lift the needle and play something different? Neuroscience shows us this is possible. Research tells us that with consistent effort, we can rewire our brains, moving away from thoughts of defeat and helplessness toward resilience and growth. This is not just positive thinking. It is science. Consider Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist. In his book Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl describes finding freedom within himself despite being imprisoned. He realized that, although he could not control his surroundings, he could control his mind. He developed a mental resilience that helped him survive one of the darkest periods in human history. His story shows us that, even in the worst circumstances, an internal shift can set us free. So, how does this work for the rest of us? The first step to rewiring the brain is recognizing that change starts with small steps. In Atomic Habits, author James Clear explains the 1% rule, the idea that making small, consistent changes can lead to transformative results over time. If you want to get stronger, you do not lift the heaviest weight on day one. You start small and build up. Similarly, if you want to change your life, you begin by making minor adjustments to your routines and mindset. Think about it. Every thought you have, every habit you repeat, is like carving a path in a forest. The more you walk the path, the clearer it becomes, until eventually, it is the easiest route to take. But if you want a new path, you have to start by taking one step off the old one. It will feel strange, maybe uncomfortable, but that is where change happens. Scientists call this neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Essentially, you can teach an old dog new tricks because the brain is adaptable even in adulthood. Here is where things get interesting. Dopamine, often called the reward chemical, plays a significant role in habit formation. When you try something new, like going for a jog instead of sitting on the couch, your brain releases dopamine, giving you a small hit of pleasure. This is your brain's way of encouraging you to repeat the behavior. But here is the trick: you can train your brain to release dopamine even when you are doing challenging things, like waking up early, working out, or pushing through discomfort. Try this next time you achieve even a small win, like finishing a task you have been avoiding. Take a moment to feel proud. That feeling releases dopamine, reinforcing the behavior. Over time, your brain starts to associate effort and discipline with reward. Suddenly, the things that once felt impossible become part of your identity. The world's top performers understand this on a profound level. Take Michael Phelps, for example, one of the greatest athletes of all time. He did not just rely on talent, he developed habits that trained his mind to stay focused and resilient. Phelps's coach had him visualize every detail of a perfect swim, so vividly that it felt real. Even if something went wrong during a race, like water leaking into his goggles, he had already mentally rehearsed staying calm and pushing through. Visualization, a powerful mental tool, prepares your brain to handle stress and stay on track. But let us get real for a moment. This kind of mental rewiring is neither quick nor easy. You might be wondering, why go through all this effort? Here is why. Without change, life remains the same. The job that drains you, the relationships that frustrate you, the goals you have given up on, these things will continue to make you feel imprisoned. But by taking control of your mind, By rewiring your habits and thoughts, you give yourself the freedom to create a new path. There is an idea called the growth mindset, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck. In a growth mindset, you believe that you can improve with effort and that failure is not a dead end, but a stepping stone. This belief is essential for rewiring your mind. Imagine every setback, every moment of doubt, not as a wall, but as a bump on the road. With a growth mindset, you train yourself to see challenges as opportunities to grow. As you work on this transformation, remember that it is a journey, not a quick fix. Start with one habit. Maybe it is journaling every morning to clear your mind or reading for 10 minutes a day to stimulate new ideas. Small, intentional changes compound over time, just like money in a bank. One day, you will look back and realize you have built something incredible, a life of freedom, resilience, and purpose. If you find this helpful, consider hitting the like button and subscribe for more insights like this. This journey of self-improvement is ongoing, and you will want to stay connected as we dive deeper into these topics in future videos. Here is an interesting thought experiment that can help you assess your life's current state. Imagine you are 80 years old, looking back on your life. What would you regret? What would you wish you had done differently? Often, the things that feel scary or uncomfortable now are exactly the things that our future selves will thank us for doing. By rewiring your habits and building resilience, you are not just improving today. You are investing in a future that you can look back on without regret. Let us look at one last scientific tool that can help you on this journey: mindfulness. Mindfulness is not just about sitting cross-legged and meditating. It is about training your mind to focus on the present. Studies show that practicing mindfulness strengthens the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making, emotional regulation, and self-discipline. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. Think of mindfulness as a workout for your mind, helping it stay flexible and resilient in the face of life's challenges. As we wrap up, remember that the prison you might feel trapped in is not a life sentence. You have the power to rewrite your story, one thought, one habit, and one day at a time. Life's challenges are like weights at the gym. They might feel heavy, but each repetition makes you stronger. The next time you feel discouraged, remember that you are not alone in this journey. There are countless people who have felt the same way and found a path to freedom by changing how they think and what they do. If this video has inspired you, or if you learned something new, drop a comment below. Share your thoughts or your own journey. I would love to hear about it. And if you have not already, consider subscribing. We have so much more to cover on this path to self-improvement, and you will not want to miss out. You are capable of so much more than you realize. The mind is not just a cage. It is the key to your freedom. You are building a life with every decision you make, every thought you choose to entertain. So take the first step, and remember, you are not alone in this journey.